If you're a diehard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. The Cleveland Browns are facing a potential headache this week as they prepare for their Sunday showdown against the Green Bay Packers. One of the NFL's most underrated yet crucial specialists, punter Corey Bojorquez, might be sidelined due to an ankle injury suffered on a blocked punt during the Week 2 matchup against the Baltimore Ravens. It's one of those plays that can haunt a team, a split-second lapse turning into a near disaster, and unfortunately for Cleveland, it hit one of their most consistent performers. The blocked punt could have easily resulted in a touchdown for Baltimore, and the aftereffects now extend beyond the field into the team's preparations for one of their early season tests. Punting might not get the flashy headlines that touchdowns or interceptions do, but in the Browns' case, with an offense that has struggled mightily to find rhythm, Bojorquez's role might be more pivotal than anyone wants to openly admit. Bojorquez was limited in Wednesday's practice, and while that doesn't automatically rule him out for Sunday, it certainly raises red flags. Cleveland's special teams coordinator, Bubba Ventrone, didn't provide much reassurance during his Thursday press conference, offering a cautious, "we'll see," when asked about his punter's availability. That kind of answer sends a ripple through a locker room and fan base alike, especially given how vital Bojorquez has been at flipping field position. In an offense that has yet to score more than 20 points in a single game this season, having a reliable punter is less about aesthetics and more about survival. The Browns need every strategic advantage they can get, and Bojorquez's ability to pin opponents deep in their territory is one of the few constants the team can rely on. The Browns have been proactive, though, and worked out a few veteran punters this week, signaling they are at least hedging against the possibility that Bojorquez may not be ready. ESPN's Daniel Oyefusi reported on the workouts, highlighting that Cleveland is not leaving anything to chance. Still, the lack of a firm commitment from Ventrone keeps uncertainty alive. It's a tricky situation. On one hand, Bojorquez has been durable, dependable, and one of the quiet heroes of the team since joining in 2018 with the Buffalo Bills and later making Cleveland his home. On the other hand, injuries are unpredictable, and punting is far more demanding than most casual fans realize. One bad step or lingering soreness can completely change a punter's effectiveness, and the Browns cannot afford even a slight dip in that department when field position could dictate the outcome of their games. If Bojorquez can't go, rookie kicker Andre Scmyt would be tasked with filling in, a tall order for someone still adjusting to the NFL spotlight. Scmyt had a rocky start to the season, struggling in Week 1 before redeeming himself with a better showing in Week 2. While he's clearly talented, he holds the all-time scoring record at Syracuse with 354 points and 65 field goals made. Punting was never part of his role in college, and he hasn't had the opportunity to showcase that skill at the professional level either. Ventrone noted that Scmyt would handle punting duties if necessary, which speaks both to the rookie's potential versatility and to the precarious position the Browns are in. Asking a young kicker to manage both roles against a disciplined Packers team is a scenario nobody wants to contemplate, yet one they may have to face. Bojorquez's statistics underscore just how valuable he has been. This season alone, he has punted 7 times in 9 games, averaging an impressive 45.7 yards per punt. Even more importantly, 3 of those punts were placed inside the 20-yard line, demonstrating his precision and situational awareness. Only 1 punt resulted in a touchback, reflecting his ability to control distance without giving up advantageous field position. This is the kind of contribution that doesn't make highlight reels but quietly shifts momentum and sets up the defense for success. In an offense that has struggled to score, the importance of controlling field position cannot be overstated. Bojorquez is not just a punter. He is a strategic asset, often the difference between a manageable defensive situation and a nightmare scenario starting at your own 10-yard line. Since entering the NFL with the Bills in 2018, Bojorquez has built a reputation for reliability. His availability has been nearly flawless, missing just 1 game since his time in Cleveland, and that lone absence came in 2023. At 29, the California native embodies durability and professionalism, traits that are invaluable in a league where injuries are commonplace. His ability to stay healthy and perform consistently has made him one of the quiet pillars of the Browns roster. For a team still searching for offensive consistency, losing a player like Bojorquez, even temporarily, could compound their struggles and put additional pressure on both the defense and the coaching staff to find creative solutions to an already challenging season. The Browns' offensive woes make Bojorquez's presence even more critical. When Cleveland stalls, as they have in both Week 1 and Week 2, the team relies on the punter to flip the field and give the defense a chance to make an impact. A well-placed punt changes the entire dynamic of a drive, forcing opponents to navigate long fields and increasing the likelihood of mistakes. It's one of those intangible contributions that casual viewers may not fully appreciate, but that coaches and teammates understand in their bones. Losing that edge, even for a single game against a quality opponent like the Packers, could have significant implications for the Browns' ability to compete. Even with the workouts of veteran punters, the team chose not to sign anyone, a decision that signals confidence in Bojorquez's potential availability but also suggests a gamble if he ultimately can't play. The fallback plan, SCMYT handling both kicking and punting duties, is far from ideal, especially given his early season struggles. Cleveland fans are left in a tense state of anticipation, hoping that their veteran punter can recover quickly enough to resume his role and provide the strategic edge the team desperately needs. The scenario also highlights just how specialized punting is in the NFL. It's not simply a matter of dropping the ball and kicking. It's about placement, hang time, field awareness, and composure under pressure, skills that take years to master. Kevin Stefanski, Bubba Ventrone, and the entire Browns organization are undoubtedly hoping that Bojorquez can shake off the injury and be ready to contribute this Sunday. After leading the NFL in punting just a year ago, he has proven he can dominate the position and provide value that goes far beyond mere distance. His ability to pin opponents deep, control the game's tempo, and create opportunities for the defense makes him a linchpin in a team struggling to find consistent offensive production. Losing him would not just be a minor inconvenience. It could disrupt the entire strategic balance the Browns have relied on, particularly in games where every yard matters. As Cleveland prepares for the Packers, the situation remains fluid, a mix of cautious optimism and underlying concern. Bojorquez's health could very well dictate not just the punting game, but the overall effectiveness of the Browns on Sunday. With a struggling offense, a rookie kicker who may have to double as a punter, and a Packers team that will exploit any weakness, the stakes couldn't be higher. Cleveland fans, coaches, and players alike will be watching every practice, every scan, every movement with bated breath, hoping their veteran punter is able to return to form. This is the kind of story that highlights how even the seemingly minor roles in football carry immense weight, and how one injury can ripple through an entire team's season. The Browns story this week is a reminder that football is a game of inches, strategy, and timing. Corey Bojorquez, often overlooked by the casual viewer, represents all of that. His presence, or absence, could very well define the outcome against Green Bay, and perhaps set the tone for Cleveland's season as a whole. In the NFL, you never know how the next injury, the next bounce, or the next snap can change the narrative. But having a player like Bojorquez on your roster provides a layer of security and competence that is invaluable, particularly for a team still searching for offensive identity. The hope is that by Sunday, the Browns can once again rely on their trusted veteran punter to flip the field, stabilize special teams, and give their struggling offense the best possible chance to compete against a formidable Packers squad. Until then, fans, analysts, and players alike wait, with the tension and anticipation that only football can deliver, praying that one man's recovery can shape the fortunes of an entire team. Enjoying the content so far? Smash that like button and drop your take in the comments. We want to hear what you think about the Browns this season. The Cleveland Browns offense, which many had quietly hoped would find its rhythm this season, seems to be simmering with tension, and the latest spark appears to come straight from wide receiver Jeudy. Sources close to the team are buzzing with whispers about an incident that allegedly left head coach Kevin Stefanski visibly frustrated. The story, though not officially confirmed, has quickly become the latest topic of heated discussion among fans, analysts, and insiders alike, painting a picture of an offense that may be more fractured than fans realize. According to the chatter, the incident occurred during a routine practice session, but the intensity of the confrontation suggests that the issues run deeper than a single misunderstanding. Jeudy, known for his explosive talent on the field and his competitive fire, reportedly had a tense exchange with Stefanski over what he perceived as his role, or lack thereof, in the Browns' offensive game plan. The crux of the disagreement, according to those in the know, was Jeudy's frustration at feeling like he wasn't being utilized to his full potential. In what has been described as a heated moment, Jeudy allegedly exclaimed, "I'm not a background player. I'm not a cameo. I'm not a figurant in this offense." The remark, though simple in words, apparently carried a weight that resonated throughout the locker room and practice field. For Stefanski, who is known for his measured approach and calm demeanor, the outburst reportedly struck a nerve. While Stefanski has historically managed personalities with a steady hand, the confrontation with Jeudy might have been a moment too charged, highlighting possible cracks in the chemistry between the coaching staff and the players. The rumor mill suggests that the tension didn't dissipate quickly, with both parties reportedly taking time to cool off before addressing the matter further. However, insiders hint that the disagreement might have lingered in subtle ways, influencing practice dynamics and the overall mood of the offense. Fans and commentators alike have speculated on the possible implications for the Browns. Jeudy, a player with undeniable talent and a track record of making defenders look foolish, has always demanded the ball in high-leverage situations, and it seems his desire to be a centerpiece might be clashing with Stefanski's structured, methodical approach to offense. The Browns' passing game, which had moments of promise last season, now faces the added challenge of integrating a player whose energy and expectations may not always align perfectly with the playbook. Rumors from team insiders suggest that other players have noticed the tension, with some quietly expressing concern that the friction could impact not only Jeudy's performance, but also the overall offensive cohesion. While no official statements have been released, the buzz among those with access to the team environment paints a picture of an offense navigating internal turbulence just as the season gains momentum. Observers have pointed out that Stefanski's offense relies heavily on timing, precision, and trust between quarterback and receivers. Any hint of discord, particularly involving a top-tier receiver like Jeudy, could have ripple effects on how plays develop and how effectively the team can execute in crucial moments. There's talk that the coaching staff is already adjusting practice reps, formations, and communication strategies to mitigate the tension, though insiders caution that these adjustments are a temporary fix and not a solution to underlying personality and role conflicts. Beyond the immediate impact on practice sessions, the rumored confrontation has sparked speculation about the locker room atmosphere. Some say Jeudy's assertiveness could inspire teammates who feel they are underutilized, while others worry that it could create factions or a sense of unease in an offense that already faces high expectations from fans and media alike. The media chatter has only intensified the narrative, with analysts dissecting every detail, from Jeudy's body language in recent games to subtle comments in interviews that could hint at ongoing dissatisfaction. One recurring theme among these discussions is the balance between talent and harmony. The Browns have invested heavily in offensive weapons, but harnessing that talent effectively requires cooperation, communication, and alignment with Stefanski's vision. Observers argue that Jeudy's comments, if accurately reported, underscore the delicate tension between individual ambition and team strategy, a classic dynamic in professional sports, but one that can become particularly pronounced when expectations are high and results are scrutinized weekly. The rumblings have also prompted comparisons to other high-profile situations where star players and coaching staff have clashed over usage, roles, or perceived slights. Analysts note that the outcome of such confrontations can vary dramatically, ranging from strengthened resolve and improved performance to lingering resentment that undermines team cohesion. In the Browns' case, insiders suggest that the organization is acutely aware of the stakes, as any disruption in offensive rhythm could jeopardize playoff aspirations and fan sentiment in an already impatient market. Meanwhile, Jeudy himself remains an intriguing figure in the unfolding narrative. Known for his professionalism and work ethic, he is not typically characterized by public outbursts, which makes the reported remarks even more significant. Observers have pointed out that a player of Jeudy's caliber, when feeling sidelined or underutilized, may be compelled to assert himself more vocally behind closed doors, especially if he believes it will lead to greater opportunities on the field. Rumor has it that some teammates quietly sympathize with him, recognizing that a player of Jeudy's talent should indeed be a focal point in the passing game. At the same time, there is an understanding that maintaining respect for the coaching hierarchy is equally critical, creating a tension that is challenging to navigate in the high-stakes environment of the NFL. The Browns front office, meanwhile, is reportedly monitoring the situation closely, balancing the need to support Stefanski's authority with the recognition that Jeudy represents a significant investment and a key asset in the team's offensive arsenal. Speculation about potential trade scenarios, shifts in target distribution, or adjustments to the offensive scheme has already begun circulating, though insiders caution that these are early days and that patience may be the preferred course of action. The timing of this rumored confrontation adds another layer of complexity. With the season in full swing and the pressure mounting for consistent wins, any sign of internal friction is magnified in the public eye. Analysts have pointed out that how the Browns manage this situation could become a defining storyline for the season, particularly as rival teams and commentators watch closely for signs of weakness or disunity. Some suggest that Stefanski's next few games could serve as a proving ground, not just for Jeudy's performance, but for the broader health of the offensive unit. If the tension persists or escalates, it could force adjustments that ripple across game planning, player morale, and even front office decisions. Conversely, if managed effectively, this moment could become a turning point, solidifying Jeudy's role while reinforcing Stefanski's leadership, creating a united front capable of overcoming adversity. As of now, much of the story remains in the realm of speculation and rumor, with few verifiable details beyond the whispers on social media, insider chatter, and the occasional cryptic remark during interviews. Yet the narrative has already taken on a life of its own, becoming a focal point for fans who are hungry for insight into the inner workings of the Browns locker room. Sports media outlets are weighing in, some framing Jeudy as a bold, unapologetic talent demanding his rightful place, others emphasizing Stefanski's need to maintain authority and cohesion. The duality of the perspectives only adds fuel to the fire, ensuring that this story will remain a talking point for at least the next few weeks. In the meantime, fans, analysts, and fellow players are left to watch, interpret, and speculate, knowing that in the NFL, behind-the-scenes dynamics can be as influential as anything that happens on the field. With Jeudy's talent, Stefanski's experience, and the pressure cooker environment of professional football, the Browns may find themselves navigating a storm of personalities, egos, and expectations, a scenario that could ultimately define the season, for better or worse. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you liked the video, share it with a fellow fan, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns!